Hey everyone, welcome to Bobini Creates. If you're new, my name is Jeannie, and today is whip day, which means I'm working on my work in progress. This time it's in A Million Baby Animals. And if you're working on a whip, I would encourage you to join me. So here we go. What I'm doing is just starting off, this is barely a whip, but I had started off with basing this with Tombow markers, and I'm just coloring the little paper bits in this box of chocolates, and I was trying to remember, like, what color are those? And I know that some of them are white in different, goodie boxes, and some are brown. So I thought, you know what, I am gonna go for the brown. And my plan is to kind of do a brown red combo of some sorts. There may be a little bit of something else in there here and there. And I thought gold maybe too, because you know how sometimes these box of chocolates have like a little bit of like a foil accent or something. I thought that might be a nice look as well. And so, yeah, I love using Tombows to kind of get me started on a page sometimes. It's, I don't know, they have a really nice feel to them. And what I love about them being water-based is that, even though this is a two-sided page, this coloring book is all two-sided, you can still get in there with your water-based markers and, do a little bit of work. I got a little outside the line there. I feel like my hand is not that steady today. I haven't been coloring this morning, so I need to kind of get into the groove. The other thing I did this morning is I moved, last minute, I moved my filming setup to my desk. So the way my office is, when you walk in, my desk is to the right, and then it kind of goes to an L shape where I have a really large workspace, table, like L-shaped table. And, that's normally where I do my filming. And I thought, you know what, just for the heck of it, I'm going to switch this over to my desk and see if that's a little more comfortable for me. So you'll have to let me know if you see a difference at all. You shouldn't, I don't think, because, it's just this little area that you're seeing. But I thought, that way I've got my computer in front of me. So if I want to, even color and watch a movie or something like that, it would be, I think, a lot more fun for me. So we'll see how it goes. So now I'm trying to decide, those are not, yeah, I think those are feathers on an owl. So I think I can leave that alone. All right, so that's that. And then, let's see here. I've got a Coloring Bliss swatch sheet here, but I'm thinking for the dark brown in the box, maybe that one, or is that too dark? I think we'll go with that. So 879 we're looking for. So let me try to find that real quick. Sorry I didn't pull that ahead of time. Like I said, I got kind of discombobulated with moving everything last minute. So you know what, I'm going to switch and I'm going to do 879. I think it's not quite as dark, but still pretty dark. So we'll do that. And all right, I think I'll come in here. I'm loving this book. This is actually the first thing I've worked on in this little book, because it is new, but I think she really outdid herself on this coloring book. There's just it's hard to explain, but I feel like the images are a lot clearer. Maybe each little character is a little larger, or maybe that's my imagination, but for whatever it is, and I haven't quite pinpointed it yet, I'm really enjoying this a lot. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished basing for the most part with the Tombows, and then you can see here a little bit of metallic pen there and down in here. And on some of these areas where I put the metallic paint, I had to go back over it with a little bit of black gel pen just to sort of reestablish the lines, because they, you know, sometimes when you add the metallic paint, it can kind of take over a little bit. Looks like I have a little bit of cleanup to do there. So basically what I want to do now is just to go in, and this all, it looks a little rough with it being, you know, the water-based markers. And so what I want to do now is just a little bit of shading. So I think what I'll do is I'll come in here with maybe this dark umber. Let's see what this looks like. And kind of try to pull in some of the shading in here. And so what I'll do is I'll just do shading, you know, a little bit everywhere. I'm excited to do the animals because I can put in some of that fur. I think that'll be fun, you know, to do. It'll be a lot of work, but it'll be fun. And so yeah. So just a little tiny bit of shading here. And to give it a little bit of depth. And then, you know what, I just want to try something real quick. And then I think what I want to do to bring maybe the highlights a little bit, I think what I want to do is come in with, let's try this eggshell and see what we think of that to, you know, to maybe bring in a little bit of lighter here. Especially with a sharp point, then I'm just sort of pulling just a little bit of a contrast there. I think that's going to be a decent look. Just in the very center of these little things that look like Reese's peanut butter cups. And here as well, just right there in the center. And I can come back in with my dark umber and bring in some of that shadow here as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's do a little bit here while we're at it. And then coming back in with the eggshell again to kind of lighten it up, actually. Let me go back over this just a tiny little bit. So while I'm kind of working on this, see if I can work and talk at the same time. I had told you at the beginning of this video that I switched my setup and I'm now sitting at my desk instead of my art desk, if you want to word it like that. And I thought, oh, that'll last me, you know, 15 minutes and then I'll decide I don't like it. So I went ahead and I left the setup as is. I feel like the lighting is a little bit better over here, so that's definitely a plus. And so that was good. And so far I'm liking it. I mean, it has ups and downs. We'll see how it goes. But the lighting alone I really like. Like sometimes when I go to film in the morning, that table, that art table desk is in front of a window. And sometimes I have a little bit of filtered light coming in and I don't love that. And I'll have to oftentimes find a way to kind of block that from coming in and having those rays of light kind of hit my coloring book. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Now here's the real decider though, is that I went in with, I have this extension cord that the cord was a little bit unsightly. So after sitting here on and off throughout the day working in here, I finally got brave and I went ahead and I fished the cord down behind everything so it's out of sight. And so that's the real test. You got to know that now that I've done that and put a little bit of work into this setup, I'm not going to like it probably, and I'll have to undo all of that. So isn't that about the way it goes? So yeah, if anything's to make me change my mind, it's trying to make something a little bit more permanent. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. I will keep you updated. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do that. I don't see any reason that, you need to sit here and do that with me, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good for shading, and I can always, come back in there and smooth it out later on. I'm just kind of getting a feel for things. I've decided that these are little cookies. I mean, they might be chocolates, but they just look like little cookies or biscuits or something. So I think what I'm going to do here is let's try light umber, and we'll just kind of try to, go around the outside just for a little bit of dimension, I guess. And here there's a little bit of white there, so I'm going to fill that in with this pencil. And just try to bring these things to life. And one of the things that I really like about the Tombows is, well, for the most part, they have a nice mix of, darks and lights and brights and pastels. They've got a little bit of everything. But one of the things that I really kind of appreciate about them is that, I don't know, I feel like in a lot of ways you can even put down a deeper color and it doesn't overshadow or overtake the picture as long as you kind of work in everything together. And I like that. I know that sometimes at least for me, what I'll do is I'll maybe get a darker color on the page that I want, but I want kind of like here, a little bit of lighter in there as well. So you can actually go over those darker, shades of Tombow, and you can lighten them up. I mean, you can obviously darken them up, that's a given, but lightening them up works as well. So you can, go in with pencil with a lighter shade, and I don't know, it just sort of works. I really love Tombows, and I really do appreciate that there's a lot of lighter colors, because you don't often get those with other marker brands, So what color was this? This was beige sienna, and I'm just using this to kind of fade in a little bit. So I think we'll do that, and then I like the look of that, just kind of bringing that in. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with this little guy. I'll come back to that, I think. Okay, so I've got all the little cookies, and I think I called them sugar toffee cookies. I was thinking sugar tea cookies that we get a lot of times in the tins at Christmas time. I misnamed them. So I'm going back in here and I'm doing that little trick beige sienna again, and I'm softening the streakiness just ever so lightly, just going over the top of the Tombow here and there. Then next, I think let's work on the pigs. Here we go, little pig. There we go. Much better. He's a cutie. And I could, do little individual hair there if I wanted to, and kind of flick like that and do the individual strands. I'm not going to do that here because I feel like, with pig hair, it's going to be pretty short, so I'm not going to try to worry about getting individual little strands in there, but just a little bit of shading. Here we go. Okay, not bad. Okay, and then maybe like a little under here. And a little bit under here. And then I think we'll come back with the peach and we'll kind of blend that in a little bit. And also up here. Might leave that little bit right there. Let's come in with a light peach on the highlight right there. Boy, this pencil's tiny. I have two of them taped together. Can you see that? To make it a little bit longer. And I've got other of the same color. I just like to use these, get as much use out of these as I can, I guess. Okay, maybe a little bit right in here. Yeah. And come back with the peach. I feel like that needs to be brought down a little bit. Okay, and then a little bit there. Maybe soften that up a little bit here. Okay, get that light peach there. Sorry, I'm not a very good talker and colorer. Sometimes. Depends on how much I'm kind of in the mode. And what I could do on these two might be kind of fun is to go in and put some little cheeks on there. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. What the heck, you know? This is, what is this, blush pink. It's not as obvious on the peach, but like when we go in and we do, let me show you something else here, like here. Or here. Oops. Those are so cute. Let's see. I just always think that looks sweet on these little pictures when they have the little cute little cheeks. Not just the sweetest. Okay. Yeah, I can't really get in here too well with the bunny. I feel like maybe here on the cat a little bit. And this bunny's gonna need to get softened. You can see his fur's a little ruddy. He was, you know, he was rolling around, you know, doing some shenanigans, and he got his his fur all messed up, so I'm gonna have to work on him a little bit. And here, I can't really see on some of these tinies. And here, and I think we'll call that good. And then let's see, as far as for the blush, you know, I like it coming along pretty well. You know what, I may use this just to outline his little snout a little bit. Just a tad, give him some dimension there. All right, and you can see I've already colored the ears in on these, on most of these, you know, a little bit of pink. Figure I might as well just go ahead and deepen some of those. All right, looking pretty decent. Okay, so I think I'm going to call that for, oh, no. Why didn't you guys tell me that I missed some cheeks over here? I'm sorry, little bunnies. I feel like I want to work on this little dude right here, just to kind of show you how I would go about working on, you know, the fur and bringing him to life a little bit. So I'm going to use, this is chocolate, and I'm just going to kind of define a little bit of the shadowy area here, I guess. Make him just a little bit more dimensional. Something right under the hat there, you know, helps shade it a little bit. And then I think I'm going to come in with my dark brown and maybe get just a tiny bit closer up here. Maybe go back over that with the, what was that again? That was the chocolate, a little bit of a lighter brown, and kind of fade that in a little bit. And we can come down here a little bit. Okay, maybe like a little bit more here, and maybe just define this a little bit, you know. Okay, and then it probably doesn't need any of the little hairlines, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do just a little bit of that with the dark brown, just to kind of add a little bit more, going in the direction, you know, that you see the lines drawn. Not a lot, but just, you know, to add a little bit of something. These are teeny tiny short hairs, so that, you know, it doesn't need much. Okay, so we'll call him good. I think he's super cute. And I really want to work on this one. So this one, you know, it's a skunk. So this is obviously white and the top of his head, but I colored it gray so that it would have like a little bit of a backdrop. Let me grab, I've got a Uniball Signo, but I feel like that might be a little bit too thick So I think I'm going to look for a white gel pen. Just a sec here. Okay, so I've got a Jelly Roll white gel pen, so I'm just going to turn this a little bit, and let's see if we can't add a little bit here. And if you're like me, your white pens are just, I don't know, they're just trouble. They just never really work the way I want them to work when I want them to work. And it seems like they're always kind of messing up, clogging up. You know what? It's not doing a whole lot. My gel pen's flowing, but maybe my gray is just so light that it's hard to see. But I think we'll do that, and then, you know what? Let me try the Uniball Signo and see if that's any better. It's just a little, I feel like it's just a little bit of a thicker line. Okay, well it is. I don't know. Yeah, I can see that better for sure. Okay. I kind of scribbled off to the side to get that flowing again. You know, I could kind of feel it not working quite as good as I had wanted. Okay, you know what? That's a little bit better. You know, like if you look at this compared to that, it really does kind of bring the white out a bit. And then if you wanted to, you could go over it again with, you know, like some gray to get some more lines in there. We'll look at it and see if we want to do that. Oh. Okay, I think I'll add a little bit more white in here. And I'm not being especially careful, but, and then I think I kind of want to add some, just a little bit here and there, just to kind of add some something, something. Okay. That's pretty cute, I think. And then I could go in here and add like a little bit here and there on the black fur if I wanted to. I might just do like a tiny little bit of that. Oh, not flowing again. And again, trying to keep the hair going in the same direction as the way he's curled up here. Maybe quite a bit more on the tip of his tail here. And then just a little bit here and there. Okay, so I feel like that just sort of gives him a little bit of a fun look. And then I think what we'll do now is come in with a black pencil and just kind of go over the black area and make a few little strokes with that as well. And if it goes over the little white strokes, I feel like that's not at all a bad thing because it's still going to have kind of a highlight. And it kind of blends it maybe a little bit, so I wouldn't get too concerned over interfering with these white bits. See, you can still see them. They're just a little bit muted, and I think that's a good look. So we'll do that and continue here again in the direction of the fur, kind of in a circular motion here. Gives you an idea of how I might approach the fur. We'll leave it at that. You'll see this completed in my completed pages video for February, so I'll leave this, you know, somewhat of a surprise for you. I still kind of considering what I want to do here. I think these are going to end up red and gold and a little bit of brown as well, just trying to keep this a super limited palette. But, you know, we'll both be surprised, won't we? So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now.